Hello everybody. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm recording this on Christmas Day. What's this? Heading back to work after a 3-day weekend. And turned out to be a really productive weekend as far as painting and drawing is concerned. Okay, let's go over everything. I'm not going to bother with the CDs in the bag. It's raining. Gotta be careful driving in. I don't think I need gas just yet. Well, let's see what's up. My friend from New York came to visit. And, when I was a kid, used to ride the bus to school, and used to sit with this kid named Wayne Whitaker, and sat with him every day, and we talk. And then one day he announces, "Oh, by the way, today's my last day riding on the bus. Tomorrow I'll start riding with so-and-so and his sister to school." I was like, okay. I felt kind of forlorn. But slowly, over time, started sitting with or next to this other kid who's now a grown person living in New York. And so he comes down usually around Christmas time, comes to visit, and brought me a gift, a book of photography by Frank Ockenfels. Very interesting. Anyway, so visited with him. Oh, by the way, this is a 3-day weekend because they gave me Christmas Day off, the post office. And anyway, then the next day, went down to my mother's and had lunch with my mother, my sister, and her 3 kids. And her 3 kids, they're grown-ups now. It's weird. It's weird how people blossom as they get older. You know, there's this long-standing belief that, oh, we can judge him at 5 years old. We know by the time they're 5, 6, 7 what kind of a rascal he's going to be. It's not true. I'd love to go in that house. This is a big old plantation house here on the corner. I'd love to go in there. So those were the 2 big events this weekend. Other than that, I tell you, for some reason, last week, the movie St. Elmo's Fire popped into my head. I've never seen it. Did I already talk about this? I might have already talked about it. I don't know. But anyway, so I thought, that was one of those movies that represented youth culture as it was when I was roughly that age, or in that general ballpark. But I've never seen it. So I thought, I wonder if I should watch that movie. So I pulled up the trailer, and I couldn't even get through the trailer because the music was just setting my teeth on edge. And then I thought about the movie Mystic Pizza, which I've also never seen. And I tried to watch that trailer too, and oh my God, how horrible. I can't believe that Annabeth Gish used to look like that. She looked like a little girl. And then she turned into, when she was on X-Files, she was this sexy, sort of butch-looking chick. When they had so much trouble with David Duchovny demanding more money and all this, they should have just, because they briefly swapped over to Robert Patrick and Annabeth Gish, and they should have just stayed with them, It's like when Tom Wopat and John Schneider left Dukes of Hazzard and they replaced them with the two other people. They should have just stuck with them because the show sucked anyway. It was horrible. Speaking of which, I was down when I was having lunch with my sister and her kids. We talking about all the time we wasted as kids watching television, and I talked about how on Thursday nights there was like a solid 6-hour block of television, interrupted only briefly by having to eat dinner with the family. And homework, that was a tertiary obligation. Television came first. She was telling me, when my friend from New York was down, we were also talking about the same thing, talking about all the financial difficulties that the school we went to is now up to its neck in. Competition, which they never thought, they truly believed that they were at the forefront of a movement that was going to change America, and women would go back to wearing dresses all the time, and men would go back to having short hair, and and I mean, in a way, some of what they wanted has borne fruit, with the Supreme Court becoming a tool of the evangelical / Republican apparatus. But oh dear me, come on, the light is green. Let's go, folks. Oh dear me. The New Year's coming up, and I'm not one for making resolutions, but I am one for making plans and deciding upon new beginnings. Of course, I do that about every other day. But on New Year's Day, 14 years ago, I decided to start studying German. And with the intention of learning to read it. That was my primary goal. And I've pretty much did a good bit of what I set out to do. And anyway, the point is, this week we'll have New Year's Day, and I'm going to start studying French. Because I've researched, and I've looked, and I've hunted, and I've just not been able to find a plethora of the kind of German comics that German language comics that I've been wanting. But France / Belgium has a lot of comics, adult comics. And when I say adult comics, I don't mean graphic pornography. What I mean is comics that are not geared towards children, that are not watered down and edited and smoothed off because they're afraid that children might get their hands on a picture of titties. I'm talking about just, anyway. So I thought, this is a good time to start learning some French with the idea that I'll be able to read French comics. So that's what I'm going to do. I got the flashcards in the mail this week, and getting ready to begin on January the 1st. And I went to the university library this weekend and got the 40th anniversary book of Fluide Glacial. Oh, by the way, remember did I already told you that? I went down to the comic book store downtown, and they didn't have any copies of Fluide Glacial. I was stunned. And like an idiot, I didn't ask, well, do you have any other French comics magazines? Because, at the very least, even if they're sort of kid-friendly, it would be something I could read. There's a bunch of them. I got a book of it's described as an encyclopedia of French cartoonists, and I was going through it, and a lot of these guys I've seen their work over the years, and it lists publications that their work, I mean, the book is 30 years old, but it lists publications that their work has appeared in, and so many periodicals, magazines that I was researching some of this, so I decided to branch out a little bit further, and I went to the French version of Wikipedia and learned that in France, comics are referred to as the ninth art, meaning that they take them seriously and they put them up there with music, dance, painting, sculpture, literature. And the funny thing is, starting about 30 years ago in America, there was this big movement spearheaded by people like Art Spiegelman. We're going to promote comics as a serious art form here in America. And yet, what came out of that? A bunch of crap. The amount of shitty work that is published in English in America in a lot of anthologies, and it's not, bad writing is one thing, but bad drawing, and a lot of it is just the writing is so stupid. Several years ago, I went down to the comic book store down, and the funny thing, there's only one comic book store downtown, and bought some very little known comics magazines, like magazines that put together different work by different people. Snake Eyes was one. What's another one? The one that was put out by Tundra. What was it? Buzzard? And there's another one. I can't remember the name. But anyway, I was so bitterly disappointed because there was so much bad work. Just, like 7th grade level draftsmanship. I just couldn't believe it. You're talking about big, glossy, well-produced, well-printed magazines that cost thousands of dollars to put together and then print up, and they're printing work by people that are just fourth rate. And then you look at the European stuff, and they have a wealth of talent. People who can really draw. And I'm not talking about anatomically correct stuff. I'm talking about just people who know what it means to draw something that looks good, that looks appealing. Now, I will say a lot of the writing for some of the stuff that's explicitly humorous is sort of, just on the level of farce or Sunday morning newspaper comic level, but still, Oh. I made that canvas I told you about that's too floppy. I made some real headway on it. I'm damn close to finishing it. I did not expect to be able to finish it this year, but I'm going to be able to finish it. Because I got another 3-day weekend coming up this weekend. Because they gave me New Year's Day off. So, like I've said before, it's so nice to have a 3-day weekend, because on a regular weekend, I spend that first day just getting my mind into the different attitude. Because during the week, when I'm working, 80% of my brain power is just devoted to remaining sane, to maintaining my sense of identity, when I'm just immersed in this totally prison-like environment. I'm so glad Christmas is over with. You know, the funny thing is, I made it through this whole Christmas season without one person saying Merry Christmas to me. By the way, why does the Salvation Army hire mentally ill people to stand by the donations kettle and ring the bell? Oh dear. Oh, I'll tell you something that happened this week. As I predicted, I was let down about the whole situation with my getting to go back to Athens, my job going back to Athens. I had been led to believe that I would be going back to Athens in February, specifically February the 24th. But there was a nagging doubt in the back of my mind, and Friday they had a Christmas party at work, and the union president was there, and I asked her for confirmation. Is that true? That I'll be going back when everybody else is moving on to the new building? And she said, I don't know when you're going back. We're working hard on that. And, you know, we had a big meeting 3 months ago where they told us, you'll be going back. But now she says, I don't know when it's going to happen. We're working hard to make that happen as soon as possible. But don't you worry. As soon as we know something, we'll let you know. Bullshit. Well, it's just one more step towards my divorcing myself from society completely. You know, that and some other things that happened last week have just reinforced to me that people lie necessarily. Lying is just a necessary fact of human existence. There was a book printed back in the late 50s, I think. It's called Strategy in Poker, Business, and War. And it's about how you're lying and I'm lying. And I know that you're lying and you know that I'm lying. And it's how to play that game in order to succeed. And I've long said I only trust the people that I have to trust, that I have to be able to trust. And then you realize that other people don't trust you either. And it's sad because I consider myself a good guy. You know, I consider myself to be someone that other people would think of as reliable or dependable. But they just see me as a means to an end, a tool. You know? But I can't let it get me down. I gotta pull in here and get a lottery ticket. Why is this guy going like 30 miles an hour? I don't understand it. Yeah, it's raining. Yeah, it's raining, but it's not a hailstorm, okay? I found some like hour-long techno mixes on YouTube this weekend that really helped me while I was painting, because it's something engaging in the background. But when they break it up with ads, you wonder, are you that greedy? Really? What the hell's wrong with you? And now an hour's worth of peaceful meditation. Sit back and enjoy. Oh, here's an ad for sneakers or whiskey or football. Alright, I'm park. Oh my God, are they open? I forgot it's Christmas Day. Now they are open, right? You're open? Are you open? This is Kroger. You gotta be kidding me. They are not open. Oh, what a crock of shit. I can understand being closed in the morning of Christmas, but it's evening now. Oh, give me a break. Chef Ming is open. This lady's taking a takeaway order out. Oh, shit. All right, I'll have to stop somewhere else. All right. Listen, I think I've rambled on enough. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.